philosophy. The concept of dharma and dhamma can play a major role to solving the problem of crisis of faith and accidentally the problem of corruption, religion, understanding in its widest sense and rooted in the morality, and definitely morality is confined to individuals only. The entire society and world at large can become attention and corruption free if we accept this viewpoint. Today, according to me, the deep study of the concept of dharma as propounded by the Vedic seers and dharma expounded by Lord Buddha, the comparative study in detail and the application of these two ideologies to the problems of the present society, tensions, corruption, etc. can lead us to the goal of the corruption-free society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Buddha. Our next presenter is Mr. Shrivastava. He is a research scholar in Delhi University. And please remind your time.
Good evening, everyone. धारण करे तो धर्म है वरना कोई बात सूरज उगे तो रोशनी वरना अंधेरी रात. My topic is interpretation of Dhamma and its universal application. Everyone talk about Dhamma, but no one understands it. Practicing purity of mind, that is true Dhamma, as per the Vipassana Acharya S.N. Venkatji. Interpretation of Dhamma, the terms Dhamma in Pali language and Dharma in Sanskrit language, which are derivative by dha dhatu, but both meanings are same. Dhamma is universal. This is the law. This is the truth. This is the Dharma. It is not Buddhist. It is not Hindu. It is not Jainism. It is not Muslim. It is not Christianity. It is not Parsi or Sikh Dharma. It is simply Dharma. The moment you make it the exclusive property of a particular sect, Dharma is no longer Dharma. It has become sectarian and it is harmful. You must understand that Dharma is universal. Dharma cannot be Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim or Christianity. धर्म ने हिंदू बौद्ध है, धर्म ने मुस्लिम जैन. धर्म की शुद्धता, धर्म है सुख चैन. It is the law of nature. For example, we say that the nature of fire is to burn. This is the dharma of fire. If it does not burn, it can't be fire. It is not. If it is fire, it must burn. When fire burns, do you label the burning as Hindu, Muslim, Buddhism or Jainism burning? As Indian, European, American or Russian burning? Burning is burning. This is the law of nature. In the same way, when one generates any negativity or defilement in the mind, one is bound to burn. The nature of defilement is to burn. No one can say you from burning when you generate anger. You may keep on calling yourself a Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Jain or Sikh. It makes no difference or a Brahmin or Shudra. It makes no difference. This is the law, this is the nature, this is the dharma. We have forgotten dharma. Someone belongs to a certain sect and perform its rites or ritual or profess its belief. He feels that makes him very dharmic. Someone else belongs to another sect and perform its rite, ritual and ceremonies or believe in its philosophy. He too thinks that makes him a very dharmic person, but both deceive themselves. Dharma has nothing to do with such matter. They are sectarian and dharma is universal. Whether or not we perform this rites or that ritual, if we keep the mind free of negativity, it is pure. And according to the law of nature, when the mind is free from defilement, it naturally fills with metta, love, karuna, compassion, mudita, sympathy, joy, and upekha, equanimity, and immediately one starts enjoying peace and harmony. Rites and rituals, philosophies and dogmas have nothing to do with it. We have forgotten the truth of dharma, peace inside. This universal law of nature makes no discrimination. Anyone who places a hand in burning fire is bound to burn oneself. It makes no difference what religion one belongs to, or what rites or ritual one performs, or what philosophy one believes in. As a concise, dharma is moral conduct. Dharma is moral code of conduct. Rule of nature. Dhariti iti dharma hoti. In fact, jo dharma dhariti, so dharma janati. It means whoever follow the dharma, they know dharma and get food immediately. The Buddha's exposition of dharma. The Buddha exposition of dharma can be briefly stated as follows. First, dharma is infinite. Appamano dhammo. Dharma is a mental object. Dharma as a carrier of wholesome mental factor. Dharma as a duty. Dharma as universal truth. Dharma means universal truth. It is referred to law of nature or the nature of law. Dharma niyata. In the Vedas, this was called Rita. All law of nature or of a permanent character. Law of nature, the law of cause and effect. If this is that come to be from the arising of this arise. If this is not, that does not come to be. From the stopping of this is stop. The law of causal genesis. With the base of ignorance, reaction arises. With the base of reaction, consciousness arises. With the base of consciousness, mind and body arise. With the base of mind and body, the sixth sense arise. With the base of the sixth sense, contact arise. With the base of contact, sensation arise. With the base of sensation, craving and aversion arise. With the base of craving and aversion, attachment arise. With the base of attachment, the process of becoming arise. With the base of the process, becoming both arise. With the base of the both, aging and death arise. Together, this sorrow, limitations, physical and mental suffering, and tribulation. Thus arises the entire mass of suffering. Dharma, and next point, dharma work here and now. Practical aspect and application of dharma. When you generate any impurity in the mind, you are punished at once. If you break the law of a nature, you might manage to escape police or delay it for years. But under the law of nature, you cannot avoid punishment or postpone it. Nature does not kill, you die. When you break the law, you are punished that very moment. When you generate negativity in the mind, nature starts punishing you without delay. Like one example of Theragatha. As the Buddha said, Kubbe hanti antananu, pache hanti supare. It means before killing another, one kill oneself. And I'm just going to conclusion. So enough this matter that there is no difference between dharma and dhamma. Dharma and dharma. Whenever we follow the dharma, we get truth. Dhamma have rakhati dharmachari. whenever we follow the Dhamma and Dhamma secures us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And our next speaker is Soumya K. Ms. Soumya K, please come and present your paper.
Entitled Buddhist Contribution to the Therapeutic Nature of Meditation. Meditation is a multi-dimensional phenomenon that may be useful in a clinical setting in a variety of ways. Thus, meditation is associated with states of physiological relaxation that can be utilized to alleviate stress, anxiety, and other physical symptoms. Secondly, meditation brings about cognitive shift that can be applied to behavior, self-observation and management, and to understanding, limiting or self-destructive cognitive patterns. Meditation may also permit deepened access to the unconscious. However, meditation by itself may not be an effective means of reflecting upon and giving meaning to previously submerged material that may come to consciousness. The mental exercise known as meditation is found in all religious systems. Prayer is a form of discursive meditation, and in Hinduism, the reciting of slokas and mantras is employed to tranquilize the mind to a state of respectivity. In most of these systems, the goal is identified with a particular psychic result that ensure, sometimes very quickly, and the visions that come in the semi-trance state or sounds that are heard are considered to be the end result of the exercise. This is not the case in forms of meditation practiced in Buddhism. Meditation, the early Buddhist strength is a discipline or a treatment. The historical Buddha studied meditation to realize enlightenment and liberate himself from suffering or dukkha. Forms of meditation in Buddhism. The schools of Buddhism that teach meditation do not all teach it in precisely the same way. But broadly speaking, Buddhist meditation takes two forms, samatha and vipassana. Samatha means peaceful, abiding or tranquility. Samatha practices develop concentration to the point of samadhi, single-pointedness of mind. In many schools of Buddhism, wisdom is said to be grounded in samadhi. Samatha practice usually begins with a focus on a brick wall and a pencil. As thoughts arise, they are observed and released. In time, the mind becomes quieter, no longer gagged around by desires and passions. Vipassana means insight. There is more than one approach to insight meditation, but very generally the practitioner is instructed to contemplate a particular teaching, thought or perspective to alter his basic mental orientation. The experientially based technology of meditation and guided practices offered by Buddhism is currently having a major impact on modern medicine and psychotherapeutic intervention. Claims about the beneficial effects of these practices on both mental and physical health and well-being have catalyzed a serious efforts to examine the mechanisms by which meditation produces salubrious consequences. The mind and life dialogues have directly found new results demonstrating changes in both brain and immune function produced by meditation. Buddhist meditation and psychotherapy. Application of medication are now common in the treatment of pain, and range of chronic diseases in both medicine and psychiatry, and some approaches are currently subject of supported clinical trials and research studies. At the same time, the power of our non-invasive technologies have made it possible to investigate the nature of cognition and emotion in the brain as never before, and to begin to explore the interfaces between mind, brain, and body, and the implications of particular forms of meditative practices for modulating and regulating biological pathways to restore or enhance homeostatic processes and perhaps extend the reach of both mind and body in ways that might potentially promote rehabilitation and healing as well as create overall health and well-being. Buddhist meditation practices and psychotherapy contribute to rapid acceptance in distinct and complementary ways. With Buddhist in mindfulness training we learn to be aware of what is happening inside us with a clear, non-judging attention. Buddhist meditation is more popular than Buddhism itself. It has been adopted as a means to relieve stress and treat behavioral disorders. Scientific studies of the effects of Buddhism on the brain are underway, and this may lead to other therapeutic uses of meditation in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Dr. Jaiba Ali. So I request Dr. Jaiba Ali to please.
Can you speak to 63 minutes? Because we have to finish this session before 5 p.m.
Respected Chairperson and all the distinguished guests present for, I would thank the India Foundation for giving me this opportunity and for selecting my paper. The paper is titled Change Management for Mindfulness and Trust, an analysis of Buddhist precepts applied to managerial activity for enlightened spiritualism. I will beforehand seek apology in case I go wrong for any facts. Just would like to give you an insight on early Buddhism in India, founded by Siddhartha Gautama, born about 563 BC. According to legend, Gautama was raised in a pampered lifestyle, but then he encountered an old man, a sick man, a corpse, and a monk, which has given an insight into the change that the respected Gautama has made into. Gautama was impressed by the monk and himself determined to take up an ascetic, wandering life to help him understand the phenomena of suffering. Intense meditation and extreme asceticism did not enlighten him sufficiently. One day he resolved to sit under a large wood tree until he understood the problem of suffering. For 49 days he withstood various temptations and threats from demons and finally received enlightenment. Thus, Lord Gautama became the Buddha, the enlightened one. Buddhist doctrine. Buddha announced his doctrine publicly at the deer park of Sarnath in 528 BC, delivered the turning of the wheel of law sermon, which marked the beginning of Buddha's quest to promulgate the law of righteousness. This paper has been an interdisciplinary study which has strived to build upon an insight of managerial activity and the teachings of Buddha. How any managerial activity or management of an organization is very much influenced by the teachings of Buddha. So, Noble Eightfold Paths: right belief, right resolve, right speech, right behavior, right occupation, right effort, right contemplation, and right meditation. This is the teachings of Buddha known as the Noble Eightfold Paths. This leads to a balanced and moderate life, reject both the devotion to luxury, often found in human society, and the regimes of extreme asceticism favored by hermits. What is the fundamental cause of all suffering? Desire. Therefore, extinguish the self, Don't obsess about oneself. The Four Noble Truths. There is suffering in the world. To live is to suffer. Dukh. The Buddha found this out when he was young and experienced suffering and death in others. The cause of suffering is self-centered desire and attachment, tanha. The solution is to eliminate desire and attachments, nirvana, extinction of desire. To reach nirvana, one must follow the Eightfold Path, which was mentioned beforehand. You can see that in the video. Dharma. Taken together, the teaching of the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path constitute Dharma, the basic doctrine shared by the Buddhists. The middle path or moderate way. Avoid extremes, either an overt pursuit of passionate worldly desire or extreme asceticism. Live a moderate lifestyle characterized by quiet contemplation, thoughtful reflection, and disciplined self-control. Reduces desire for material goods and other worldly attractions. Eventually results in detachment from the world itself. Nirvana. Living the lifestyle which leads to personal salvation, escape from the cycle of incarnation,